Jones.
Casey Jones Express, now arriving on track 11.
Casey Jones lit up the midday for countless kids in the Twin Cities and beyond. His show, Lunch with Casey, was an institution in the 50s, 60s, and 70s. Casey's real name was Roger Aswumb, but he loved being known as Casey. His son, Bob Aswumb, talks about his dad.
Dad was a really neat, fun guy. He loved people, he loved entertaining people, he loved for people to enjoy themselves in a good, clean way. And I think his career was sort of directed toward helping people enjoy life, or at least a few minutes or a half an hour of life.
Roger Aswumb died recently. His death touched many people, even the thousands who just felt as though they knew him from the memories of this legendary show.
It's a really neat feeling to have people come up and say, you know, I watched your dad every day for 15 years, and they tell a story that brings back a memory about Dad or about his show or something like that, and it sort of gives us the chance to kind of experience a little piece of him again through people who have those great memories. It's really a neat feeling.
And what is your name, young man?
Bobby.
Bobby what?
Awesome.
Growing up as Casey's kid meant being on the show from time to time. Bob and his siblings made appearances, even reading commercials.
Read a commercial for us here, honey.
One thing all boys and girls like, and moms and dads too, is good food and plenty of it. And this is the place to get your Burger King, home of the famous Whopper.
They loved watching the show, but to them it was just Dad's job.
I also loved the pieces that they did, Roundhouse and Dad did, where they would dress up and sing a song and kind of make a video like walking in your winter underwear, and you can't roller skate in the buffalo herd. The Oswald character that Roundhouse did was always a favorite of mine, where all of the little skits that they did were incredibly fun to watch. They were sort of pioneers in live children's programming, family entertainment, really.
Well, hi, gang. Your old buddy Casey Jones once again, and according to my trusty old railroad watch, we're right on time and all set for a good day. Nice to have you here with us. Are you hungry? Well, so am I.
Kids would rush home for lunch with Casey, and if they had the chance, they'd meet him at public appearances, at parades, and other events. He was a star in their eyes.
When people would recognize him, he never wanted them, he never thought, well, I'm not Casey Jones, I'm Roger Aswumb. He always was Casey Jones when they wanted him to be. And really, truly, his character was an extension of himself. He really was that kind of a guy in real life.
And later it was the adults, those who grew up watching Lunch with Casey, who still considered him larger than life. The notoriety was nice, but for Roger Aswumb, just knowing that he made a difference was the real reward.
Tarzan really swing.
I'll say.
Me, Tarzan.
You Tarzan, me Casey.
Casey Jones.
Yes.
Lunch, Casey.
These were the early days of children's TV. Simply making kids laugh would have been enough. But the late Roger Aswumb and his irrepressible sidekick Len Dwyer went beyond that.
Oh, I love you, kid.
The characters they created on Channel 11, Casey Jones and Roundhouse Rodney, became icons, trusted and adored by a generation of Twin Cities tots.
He just had an amazing ability to relate directly with these kids.
Here's my boy Bobby. Hi, Bob.
Hi.
Even today, every week, someone says, are you related to Roger Aswumb? Or aren't you Roger's son?
Bob Aswumb, now a Ramsey County judge, is one of Casey's own children.
Did little Bobby Aswumb in school say, hey, my dad's Casey? Did that ever happen?
No, everybody else said, hey, his dad's Casey. And I go, oh, geez, here we go again.
Your attention, please. Casey Jones Express, now arriving on track 11.
Roger Aswumb first pulled into our station the year we signed on, 1953.
Well, hi, gang. Your old buddy Casey Jones once again.
The kids' show that Aswumb dreamed up, Lunch with Casey, debuted in 1954.
Let's do a show. Let's do a kid show. What do kids like? Kids like trains.
Well, how are you today? That's good. All set for a good lunch?
The main character was an engineer stopping for lunch, but the show, well...
'Cause I'm itching up here, scratching down there, walking in my winter underwear.
The show was more about pushing homespun, corny comedy to new heights. sillier, the better.
Back then, that's all you could do.
Al DeRusha directed Lunch with Casey.
Fighting lions and man-eating tiger.
45 minutes of live, low-budget, seat-of-your-pants TV, 5 days a week.
It was shoot from the hip. It was live, and somebody would come up and say, "Hey, Al, I got a good idea for Casey." "Okay, what is it?" You know, and it was fun.
What signaled lunchtime was the show's filmed opening, set to Burl Ives' rendition of the old Casey Jones song.
Come all you rounders if you long to hear a story about a brave engineer.
The sequence mixed shots of Casey in the cab of a steam engine with stock footage of moving locomotives.
The way that they filmed that train with then cutting in the live trains, you watch that opening and close even now on the videotape. It was really realistic.
Are you hungry? So am I.
After that, it was back to film so Casey could climb down from the Northern Pacific engine and then walk across the rail yard, head for a roundhouse, and then seamlessly glide back into the live studio set.
Well, how are you today?
And he'd walk in there, and then we'd cut to the set in the studio. It was like just a couple of edits.
You see, what the kids at home couldn't tell, but what's clear from these old film outtakes, is that Casey's engine, MP2156, was parked at the time. Not on a rail siding, but in Como Park, where it sat from 1954 to 1981. It was clever editing that made it seem Casey's train could run.
And it looked like he was getting off the train and coming into the...
I was expecting a Minnesota Viking.
Well, you just got one, Buster.
Until then, his biggest fans will have their mementos.
He could play the first verse of about 100 songs.
But they say to see the machine nicknamed Casey's Train come roaring back to life would be a lasting tribute to television's most beloved engineer.
And I think he would really be happy to see how far along this is coming and how much interest there still is in finishing it up.
Oh, come all you rounders if you want to hear.
In case you've been wondering.
Story about a brave engineer.
For the KARE 11 News Extra, I'm John Croman.
Rounder's name on the 6 8-wheeler, boys, he won his fame.
Your attention, please.